Welcome to 2K Sports. We have the NBA coming up. Great to have you with us. This is Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony and Doris Burke. And roaming the sideline for tonight's game, our Allie LaForce. Here are the five for the Raptors. The guard spots filled by Quickly and Barrett. The post pairing, Barnes playing alongside Pirtle. And it's Ingram in at the three spot. So, Greg, when you're in the first game of a back-to-back, how much focus slips into already looking towards the second game?
Well, from a player's perspective, not much. But from the view of a coach, it has to creep in some in terms of making sure you don't overplay your stars.
Melton, and he jams it after taking the nice feed on the run.
Well, we've seen Steph Curry master the pick and roll, and you can see why he is so good in this situation. What a great pass to set up the score.
Now here's Ingram. And Moody pulls it down. Down low, here's Post, and he bangs it home with one hand.
Tremendous lead pass. Boy, that makes your teammates happy, folks.
First quarter, just over a minute played. Pass to Pirtle. Out to Barrett. Three-pointer. And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Pirtle. Let's check in now with our Allie LaForce, who's got a story for us. Allie?
I had a chance to catch up with Steve Kerr. I asked him about Brandon Ingram and the challenges that he presents, and he said to me he is a tremendous scorer with impressive range. Not only that, he's extremely clever at creating scoring opportunities for himself. We got to crowd his space whenever we can. We'll see how aggressive their defense is against him tonight. Back over to you guys.
All right, Allie, thanks. And Barnes has got the ball here for Toronto. 4-point game. And Doris, the Raptors, it would seem further ahead defensively than they are at the offensive end.
Kevin, it's an organization that historically looks for size. They have a lot of length and athleticism. The ability to force turnovers and be disruptive is something they identify, and then they want to push in transition. They're actually an entertaining group.
That one falls. Post has got his second bucket of the game to go.
Now, the defense wants to collapse on Stephen Curry. It gives him a great opportunity to make a pass and have his teammate get a good look.
Quickly setting the pick for Barrett. Takes a three. And Moody pulls it down.
Well, despite the miss, obviously the shot this offense looking to generate is exactly that.
Curry passes to Moody. Green kicks to Melton. Green with a screen on Barrett. Back to Green. And Green slams it in.
How easy is it to appreciate the intensity with which Draymond Green plays? Go ahead with power, sir.
Onside, Barrett. Back to Quickly. For three, Ingram. The Raptors rebound. Barnes sets a screen for Quickly. Count the bucket, and he's got a free throw coming up as well.
Emmanuel Quickly in a nutshell right there. Absorbs the contact and finishes the play.
And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for the Warriors.
Straight away, they've opened things up offensively with skillful passing, running smart plays, and just setting guys up for success.
And they've also shown dominance in the paint so far tonight, really putting the work in down low.
Warriors leading by three. Outside Curry. Green with a screen on Quickly. Curry outside. Barnes grabs the miss. The Raptors have gone just 2 of 7 so far. A little bit of a slow start for them. Lets it go from 14. Again, Toronto.
You can see the confidence in that jumper building and building for Scotty Barnes.
Pass to Post. Now here's Melton. There's Green with the three. Good D by Barnes.
And I think that one could have easily have fallen for him.
The basket, the bump, and the foul. Oh, what a play.
First personal foul.
It's about activity, determination, quickly finishing strong.
The Raptors shooting just their second attempt at the line tonight.
First personal foul, second team foul. Shooting for the Raptors,
And we're just over 3.5 minutes into the first quarter. Melton finds Curry. Green with a screen for Curry. Back to Melton. It's stolen by Barrett. Going inside. Bucket is good.
Oh, how about the dime? You love that unselfishness.
And here's Melton. He'll bring it up for Golden State.
Timeout.
Trailing by 4. Last time they came together was in Toronto, where they fell to the Raptors.
Yeah, and looking back at their last game against this club, they were badly out-rebounded.
And the Warriors with some changes. Buddy Hield comes in for Moses Moody. And it's Brandon Pajemski in for DeAnthony Melton. A steal. 1:41 left here in the first quarter. Murray Boyles with the bucket. Murray Boyles has got his second bucket of the night.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
And here is Hield. His last outing, 16 points for him. Bangs home the trifecta.
And with that three ball, he puts a halt to the 12-point run by Toronto.
We've got 1:08 left in the first quarter of the game. Here's Murray Boyle. Guarded by Green. And it's Mamu Kelishvili missing.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
It's intercepted. Here's Abaji. The rim-rattling two-handed jam.
Well, if you don't take care of the ball, fellas, that's what can happen.
Absolutely, Greg. That makes the turnover even more painful.
At the end of the day, though, it's 2 points. Don't hang your heads. Let's get refocused and play with more patience.
Yeah, there's 6 points on consecutive three balls. They're finding holes now in the D.
To the middle. Here's Mamu Kelishvili. They grab their own miss. Makes it off the glass.
Yeah, coach's pet peeve there. No box out.
To me, this is a common theme that's running through the league right now. Guys looking to leak out rather than box out.
Here's Curry, and there are the Warriors now with another bucket.
Well, certain guys are so lethal in the mid-range, you almost want them to take it. Stephen Curry, one of those guys.
Here's Abaji. Jacks up a three, and the last second attempt does not go in for him. The first quarter all wrapped up, and it's been an exciting game so far. Toronto ahead. They're up by 2. And we'll be back with you right after this. And if you're just tuning in, it's been a pretty even game through the first quarter. And let's get your take, guys, on the scoring breakdown for the Raptors.
They are committed to running the floor in this one, relying on their speed to get a lot of points off the fast break.
We've got a lot of game left, but boy, they are doing a tremendous job on the offensive glass.
Setting the floor for the Raptors. They've got Scotty Barnes and Murray Boyles in at center. In his 16th season in the NBA, Doris, Al Horford got his first title with the Celtics.
That 2024 championship was so special for Al. Remember, he had played almost 200 playoff games. And remember, for the vast majority of that run, Al Horford was the starting 5 for the Boston Celtics. Incredible.
Clock is at 3. Here's Abaji. A three-pointer off the mark. The Warriors trail. Quarter number 2 with just over a minute gone. Pajemski finds Hield. Outside, Kuminga. Golden State needs to get off a shot. Hield can't hit. Raptors shooting from the field, 44%, not bad. It's stolen by Hield. Here's Richard. That doesn't go on the chance to tie. Toronto with the ball. haven't allowed any points in the second quarter. They couldn't put the pieces together, losing the last matchup with the Lakers.
And missing your free throws usually changes the complexion of a game. Certainly did in that one.
You know this. Nothing gets a crowd into the game more than a bunch of missed free throws. That's one of the worst things you can do on the road.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
And now let's send it over to our courtside reporter, Allie LaForce.
Thanks, Kevin. The Warriors are trying to maximize what Steph Curry has left. Coach Kerr said, quote, "What we're watching with Steph is one of the greatest artists of all time in his twilight. What can we do to give him the best chance to perform, to make the game easier for him?" That's where we are. Guys, back to you.
Looking to stay in the mix. Allie, we thank you very much. Moody the pass to Green. Outside for Curry. Picked by Horford. Puts it up from 12. Pass to Melton. Shot clock at 5. It's rebounded by Dick. Toronto leading by 4. Here in the second quarter, we've played a little over 2.5 minutes now. Ingram with it. He's coming off a 19-point game against the Lakers.
Not to mention the assists he piled up. You can see why his teammates like playing with him. Yeah, if you're playing that power forward position, you overcome a lack of size with great hops.
Here's Green after Toronto picking up the basket just moments ago. Horford high post. Fires top of the key. Doesn't get it to drop for him.
And they're controlling the boards, Kevin. That's +5 in that category.
Barnes with it, and it's Horford picking him up, and that one's good, Barnes. And people, Doris, talk about the right time for a team to go all in. What goes into that decision, do you think?
Well, first and foremost, if you are having a high measure of success, it becomes about how do we sustain this roster to not miss the window to compete for championships. If you're talented and you're winning, how do you do the best you can to sustain that kind of success?
Now Ingram, after the missed 3 from Stephen Curry. Out of hand on it. The floater. Toronto grabs the miss.
Boy, he couldn't have asked for a better look. That's tough to take.
To the left wing. Pass to Murray Boyle. Ingram deciding where to go with it. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. They get Stephen Curry.
And battling injuries off and on throughout the years, Ingram is a major difference maker when healthy.
Quentin Post is checked in for the Warriors. A new group in now for the Raptors. First one falls for him. And Doris, what you love about Brandon Ingram, he's the total package.
He is, Kevin, because he's got incredible size, great shot-making ability. He's a 3-level scorer, and you can mix his matchup on the defensive end.
He hits both from the stripe. Looking at the last game for the Golden State Warriors, it was a win against the Heat. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
And here's Green outside. It's rebounded by Barrett.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Inside, here's Mamu Kelishvili. That one dropped for his second bucket. Mark him 2 for 4.
And that bucket adds to what has been a big difference in points in the paint between the two teams.
Back to Melton. There's a screen. To the inside. It's tipped. Fast break Toronto. A floater. The shot's good from Quickly. Quickly's got the lead up to 14 now for Toronto.
Yeah, that's about speed for Emmanuel Quickly. Just gets himself ahead of the pack.
Here's Moody. Sinks the three-pointer. Moody's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3.
Well, check out that assist. That's a pair of teammates that are clearly on the same page.
7-second difference, shot and game clock. Pirtle with a screen on Melton. Barrett the pass to Pirtle. And it's good for 2. Pirtle's got his second basket of the game.
And now you see them starting to really work the ball inside.
Now Curry. Just 3 on the clock. And so it's Toronto looking at a 13-point lead heading into the next quarter. They got their field goal percentage to thank for that. They've been hot from all over the floor tonight. All right, Allie, thank you for that interview. And we'll be back with more basketball in just a moment.
Please direct your attention to center court. Drums. And measuring up the shot.
Hello.
Bench Bob. They've been on one, giving those starters a breather, and it's providing instant offense.
That depth also critical to staying out of foul trouble. And guys, let's take a moment to recognize the top performer for each squad thus far. And that about wraps it up. And as the third quarter is about to begin, we go to Kevin Harlan for the call.
And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the route that it's threatening to be. Nice performance by Emmanuel quickly.
He's done a fantastic job of finding open space to operate within the first few quarters.
And one of the things every player is after is efficiency at the offensive end. And boy, this young guy has done just that.
Up front, it'll be Green in post. Stephen Curry's out there with the Anthony Melton. And it's Moody in at the 3 spot. That's Steve Kerr's 5 as we get into the second half. Barrett against Melton. Clock at 6. The Raptors need to get a shot up. Quickly with a wide open look. Trains the three-pointer.
3 points.
Quickly's got 11.
Absolutely no hesitation from Quickly on the range shot right there. What confidence.
Pass to Melton. Golden State moving the ball around. A nice shot by Moody.
And an eye for an eye. Both teams working to stretch the floor.
Well, that three-point shot just gives you so much room to operate on the offensive end.
Now Barrett. He's guarded by Melton. Fader on the way. The shot misses. Warriors trail by 13. To the paint. And stolen by Barnes. Melton against Barrett. Barnes kicks to Quickly. Off target from three-point range. Golden State's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. Green against Barnes. Up top, Melton. Right now he's averaging 11 points a game. 2 on the clock. Here's Moody. And Pirtle pulls it down. Barnes passes to Quickly. Back to Barnes. Draymond Green grabs the miss.
This is frustrating. You come out to start the second half, you've made 1 of your first 4 shots.
Not quite 2.5 minutes played here in the second half. Barnes looking around. Barrett against Melton. A 3 from Quickly. No good. He's missed 3 and he's made 4 of the 7.
This certainly isn't how they wanted to start this half. I mean, just 1 for 5 coming out of the break. That is brutal.
Quickly against Curry. It's rebounded by Quickly. Raptors leading by 13. to end the cold streak, and slam dunk by Ingram.
Going for a dunk, Ingram uses that physicality, clearing the defense out of his way.
Doris, nowadays, we see lots of high school transfers amongst elite players. One example, Scotty Barnes.
No, exactly, Kevin. This young man attended 3 different high schools, and I think what each guy is trying to do is raise the level of competition.
Ingram dishes to Barrett. Pass to Pirtle. Warriors with the rebound. We've gone about 3.5 minutes into the third now. Here's Moody, and he takes it in for the layup off a very nice feed. Moody's got 8 points in the quarter. The Raptors have gone 2 of 7 from the field in the third. That leaves room for improvement, sir. Right now, let's take a second to catch up with Allie LaForce on the sideline.
Thanks, guys. Well, Draymond Green is getting serious in the weight room. He said one thing I learned is you have to lift weights. I was always naturally strong, so I was like, what do I need to lift for? These guys can't move me right now. But your body needs to be able to withstand the pounding of a long season. Kevin?
Okay, Allie, we thank you. And so Steve Kerr decides to call a timeout. He made the decision to huddle up with his guys and talk about strategy. And some changes here for the Warriors. Kuminga's come in for Draymond Green. And it's Brandon Pajemski in for Stephen Curry. 1:53 left to play in the third. Pass to Kuminga. 5 to shoot. Here's Melton. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. Raptors leading by 10. In the corner, it's Ingram. Here's Shed. Back to Ingram. Down low. Here's Mamu Kelishvili. Pass to Shed. A 3-ball. And the Raptors miss again. Golden State's gone 2 of 5 with the three-point shot since coming out of the break. Outside, Kuminga. Puts up a 3. A three-pointer is right on target. Kuminga's got it back down to single digits for the Warriors. .55 seconds left in the third quarter. Inside, here's Mamu Kelishvili.
The D just kind of stepping aside and letting him get to the rim.
There's a reason, GA, the lead is what it is right now.
I'll tell you, you can't get stops if you're unwilling to put in the work.
And play stop twists on what looks to be an illegal screen.
When a pick like that is questionable and creates that much of an advantage for the offense, you have to blow the whistle.
I don't think there's any question. There are so many rules that favor the offense these days. You've got to be able to equal things out when an illegal screen is set.
Looking at who's out there now for the Warriors. Al Horford's checked in for Quentin Post. Hield comes in for Moody. And Curry subbed in for DeAnthony Melton. No problems knocking that one down. Dick's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball.
And that is why this team has Grady Dick, a floor spacer coming into the league with an elite three-point shot.
Now here's Curry, guarded closer. Looking to get back on track here. And no good that time. And so it's the Toronto Raptors enjoying a 12-point lead as they talk things over during the break. And it's been their rugged defense setting the tone. We'll take a quick break and then back to the action here. Here now a chance to show you our assist of the game. And it's presented as always by State Farm.
And definitely deserving of the prize tonight. How about the read he made here? Looking like a point guard with the pass right on the money.
He's got the size to survey over the top of the defense and find the open man. That was beautiful.
And 1 quarter to go in a game that to this point has not been an evenly fought contest. On the court for Toronto to start the fourth. We've got Walter. He's out there with Grady Dick. And it's Abaji in at the small forward. Yep, it counts.
Big miscommunication on defense. He recognizes it and quickly takes advantage.
And that's typical of this guy. He's always reading the situation, reacting quickly, and capitalizing.
Three-pointer, Hield. Barnes grabs the miss. Barnes has got his 5th rebound right now in the game.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
Here's Dick. He's defended by Pajemski. Lets it go with the 3. Horford with the rebound.
If he's got that much space, he's got the green light. He just doesn't make it.
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Horford sets a screen for Curry. Off target with his 3.
Boy, this guy was able to connect from deep in the first half. Hasn't found the range since.
Got that one up quick. Murray Boyles has got 4 this quarter.
And all the attention goes to Dick's jump shot, but he's a willing passer as well.
By Hield, nobody around. And a miss there on the triple. Raptors leading by 16. Here's Murray Boyle. Pass to Walter. Now Barnes. Here's Abaji. Misses the 3, and he used the pump fake well there, but he couldn't capitalize.
Not his best game, but they're still getting it done collectively.
Outside, Horford. And here is Hield. Outside, Kuminga. Curry outside. No good that time.
Boy, this has not been his night. The effort's certainly there, but he looks disjointed.
Pass to Abaji. Some nice ball movement here by the Raptors. Walter can't get it to go. Warriors trail by 16. Now Curry. Now here's Horford. Dick defending. Now Pajemski. Three-pointer, Hield. Sinks the triple.
That's a Hield specialty right there. Loves that spot from the floor.
And Darko Rajakovic calls timeout. Clearly, he's got something his players need to hear, and immediately. Different look here for the Warriors. Quentin Post is checked in for Horford. Draymond Green comes in for Kuminga. Moses Moody, he's checked in for Buddy Hield. And it's DeAnthony Melton in for Brandon Pajemski. Let's go to the sideline and see what Allie LaForce has dug up for us. Allie, take it away.
I was able to listen in on what Darko Rajakovic was going over with his team. He loves what the D has been able to accomplish, saying to his team, every turnover is a big success for us. Keep forcing those errors. Don't let them feel comfortable out there. So expect them to keep trying to be disruptive.
Thank you, Allie. Curry fires. Misses the 3.
It's almost like he's trying to make things hard on himself. You know, he's just got to slow the game down, try to get some easy ones.
Here's Barrett. The 11-footer. Ah, it's good!
For a good offensive player, you've got to take what the defense gives you. RJ does just that, settles into the mid-range.
2 minutes remaining in the game. 2 minutes.
Now, here's Melton. 1:53 left in the 4th quarter. Got it to go off the glass.
Well, this is a case where you use your size to full advantage, exactly what you're looking for.
Now Pirtle. Here's Barnes. Big time jam. He was ready to receive and deliver.
Relentless in their approach, even with the game firmly in hand.
This is a textbook example of playing the possession and not the score. This team is doing a great job continuing to execute.
And here's Melton. That's tipped. They shoot again.
Toronto foul. Scotty Barnes. First personal foul. First team foul. At the line for your Warriors,
And that one misses. And with NBA defenses more spread out than ever, Doris, teams are getting more aggressive, looking for offensive rebounds.
They are, Kevin, because it can be a valuable asset to get extra possessions. You're winning on the margins if you do that. And let's remember, certain guys just have a knack for getting offensive rebounds, so why not let those guys work?
And no good on the second free throw, so he goes 0 for 2 there.
And so just rolling to the finish line now in what has been a very confident-looking performance for Toronto.
This was a physical game.
Yeah, I mean, they were aware of the rotations defensively and were able to attack the rim.
And so all the hard work here tonight converted into a tally in the win column. It'll be number 26 on the year.
Really, they had their number this season. 2 wins, a home win, and an away win.
And we watched them all night long. No one could really stop them. Just another excellent game it was for Scotty Barnes.
I think it would be impossible to overstate the influence he had on this basketball game. He was the centerpiece of what they did on the offensive end and the anchor of their defense. That's as complete a performance as we've seen.
Seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Jacks up a 3. Not gonna go. And so Toronto takes this one, but by a big margin. This one was over well before the final buzzer. The fans were